these other maps for how long. Cobblestone's still pretty young.
Oh, yeah.
This iteration of Cobblestone, right? We're not talking Cobble from 1.6. It's a totally different map, pretty much. So, you know, there's quite a few changes that have been made, and it seems like, yeah, the team's still adapting. So that's why, you know, this new train, Andrews, don't hold your breath. It's going to be a little bit, I think, before we start seeing it.
Well, let's see. It's all armor on NaVi. No one has a single grenade, and they're all stacked up towards the B bomb site, ready and waiting for PENTA. They're going to trade a lot, but PENTA coming out on top with Speedy, getting that kill on Flamey as well. It's down to Seized and Guardian to change this around. Knife out, not going to happen, Seized. Sursum coming up with a good double kill as well, and it's all on Guardian coming up from behind. They are going to fight him, even though if they wanted to play this super safe, they would just ignore him and wait for him to step out. But I think this is just a sign of PENTA feeling really confident. Good headshot there. Guardian picking up. Oh my god, a third one as well. And now he's actually running for it. And this shows you exactly why you can't be allowed to do this. You've got to play this one safe. They don't have a kit though. So Guardian almost cannot win this round no matter what happens. But still very dangerous. Guardian going for the last kill here. Looking for it on Sursum, who's got a double kill of his own. And Guardian is going to fall in the end. But it shows you exactly why you can't play like that. Exactly why. If he had a kit, if he lands the 4th kill, it all goes to hell.
I had no idea that Guardian was a rabbit. All I could picture was, you know, PENTA screaming, "The holy hand grenade! Bring the holy hand grenade!" Yeah.
Oh, we do need more Monty Python references.
Damn straight we do, because that's all Searson is thinking is, run away!
It has actually been an alarmingly long time since I've been watching those movies. Not just Quest for the Holy Grail, but yeah, Life of Brian as well.
Brian, yeah, like there's so many. Oh, yeah, of course, it's like John Cleese and everything. Also, like Faulty Towers. I'm getting back into watching that again.
Faulty
Towers.
That's good
awesome,
as well, but it's more like an acquired taste. I feel like it takes a longer time. Life of Brian is like just sit and watch and enjoy it for a long time.
Don't mind him; he's from Barcelona. Right,
Manuel. Alright, Edward waiting with the Nova shotgun. This could be brutal. Gonna charge on in and miss every single pellet. I'm not even sure you really do that in that range. Flamey with a triple kill though. Maybe that's why Edward did it. He wanted to leave a little bit some to Flamey. Looking for a 4th one. Almost boxed in. A lot of damage here. Not gonna get it in the end. Guardian though will show up. Long range. Somehow sniping with the shotgun. I'm not exactly sure how that works. That was 3 Nova shotguns being put into play by NaVi, and quite a bit of money as a result. What a ridiculous round.
Every one of those kills was a Nova kill. 3 kills, 2 kills. There you go. Money in the bank. And Guardian is probably just gonna stay on it too. That or hand it over to Edward. No, he decides to hold on to it. So
new meta being put into play here,
dude. Novas are where it's at, man. $1,200 investment. If you're holding up close like that. I mean, the amount of money that can be made is ludicrous.
Seized, not wanting to play aggressively here. Guardian, though, needs more Nova kills.
More money. More money. But does he have more problems? Well, he's dead now, so he doesn't care.
Oh, no. Well, Edward, gonna go down, and, yeah, you're right. I think that's what Puff Daddy told us back in the 90s. More money, more problems.
Look at it, man. He drops $1,000 and he still has 6750. Like, that's just silly. And now, well, now it seems like NaVi, you know, they're making the right read. I mean, C6 with the MP7, double Nova, P90. I mean, they know that this is going to be an eco round out of PENTA pretty much. Just PENTA upgrading their pistols. They haven't quite got enough in the bank to go for it. So we'll see. Here, Molotov, HE, Bullet, nice combination. Seized even going for a bit of a barbecue on Searson.
Yeah. That was down in the middle. I'm not sure what happened. Crystal will go down. Speedy with a good return kill. More Nova shotgun action while jumping. And Edward will pick it up. So, pretty good job. Now, why does Edward have a knife that says at Flamey CS? Is Flamey somehow sponsoring Edward in his own team? That's some next level stuff right there. Flamey saying, yeah, we might be all on the same team, but I need more followers on my Twitter account.
There's a hierarchy here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much he's paying Edward for that.
You guys should definitely go and follow Flamey on Twitter, though.
Yeah, Flamey, super cool guy as well.
In fact, you should follow all the players on Twitter. It's a really good idea. A really easy way to support players and give them some more real estate, give them some more power to negotiate with future teams if they get kicked from their current teams, you know, all that stuff. It helps them, so you guys should do it. If you want to see the scene grow, it already is obviously growing out of control, but yeah, give some back to the players as well. Sursum is going to be finding a really important opening frag there on Seized, and Guardian, why do they come close to him? This is his den. Just leave him alone. He's obviously very angry with this shotgun in hand. They're going to walk close. Getting the first kill there. Spots a couple more and the rest are going to run away. They don't feel it. Finally, they take him out. Crystal patiently waiting over there.
That's actually good reward there for Crystal as well, seeing as how the rest of his mates kind of baited it in. Edward's still waiting close over on B long, however. But NKJ might be able to find a way around here. This is a great call coming in from Penta right now. They could wrap back around through. Zeus does take out Dennis, though, so a bit of the lurk over there on that A site, but that's still buying time because Zeus is still waiting in connector. He hasn't rotated back to the B site. It's going to be down to Edward now to realize what's happening here as the 3 remaining members for Penta make their way out onto the plateau, getting close to this site, and they catch out Edward. This is going to be big if they can make it across this line, but Zeus is there to catch out NKJ, and that's going to slow it all down. Zeus, the hero, triple kill from him, and he drops the bomb carrier. It's down to Crystal now with 20 seconds left, and Zeus peeks around the corner, takes that fight, and gets a quad kill. Even more of the same from On Dust 2. Zeus even saving the AWP at the end.
Oh, wow. That's kind of hard to deal with. They were in a decent position up until that point, but then Zeus went nuts. And hard to account for someone getting a quad kill like that. Into the 6th round, without the bomb plant as well on Penta's side, they just do not have the money, but they're not going to completely bow out here. They still got 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs, and it's been proven time and again you can actually get out to that B plateau very, very effectively. And that's what I said. I think a lot of CT teams haven't even really figured out how to definitely hold that down, even against just pistols and no armor. It seems like it's sort of hit and miss, or hit or miss whether or not it actually works. But this time, especially with the P90, probably going to be a pretty solid defense.
That was a really scary moment there, actually. Guardian. Once again, Nova in hand, but Dennis has got the Tech 9, and he says, you know, I got 1,000 bullets. They're all for you. Dennis has now got that Nova to work with. No Kevlar on him, however, but Crystal with the running shot at the Flamey. This Tech 9 is just doing so much damage now. There's the long-range clicking from Crystal, and he's going to be able to pick up that kill. Down to a 2-on-2 here. And he takes point. Seized is down to 1 HP as well, so he's going to have to be incredibly careful with how he approaches this. This is a great opportunity now for Penta.
No real reason for Flamey to take that fight at the end. He could have just fallen back and played it safe as he'd like, and it would have been a much better situation for them. Nice flick from Crystal, and they kind of know where Zeus is. Almost going to be a mid-air shot. The bomb is going down, and now it's MP7 close range here. Spray down on 1. He's got the smoke as well. Crystal just covering here. It's going to be a quad kill for Crystal and a win for Penta. What a great turnaround. And also down to, I think, Edward sort of giving them that opening, essentially, by playing a little bit too aggressively.
Yeah, seized as well, not really being able to do too much. He was down to 1 HP pretty much from the first duel he took. He won that duel, but it was definitely a bit ugly. And Crystal really demonstrating, you know, the run and gun potential coming out here from the Tech 9. I mean, that's 1 headshot onto Edward, drops him down to 15, and then that's the thing. It's like the damage drop-off is pretty much useless because you get that headshot, the guy's down so low, you just need to tag him up on the body after that, and he's dead anyway. So it's like the Tech 9 is still just as powerful, even at long range.
Yeah,
I mean, Crystal kind of demonstrating us there. I mean, you couldn't have a more clear-cut example of it at work.
Yeah, such a solid pistol still. But I mean,
this is a nice boost, actually. And with how the smokes have changed, you might be able to see over the smoke with long. I'm wondering, is that possible? Or no, he's just trying to change up the angle. Okay.
Molotov all the way in the back. Not going to find anyone, but I'm still a huge fan of what he just did. It's... yeah, it's I think I've brought up this theme before, but it's something that needs to be applied so many more places. If there's a corner where CT might be holding and you can Molotov it, you should Molotov it. And obviously you can see Penta sort of applying that logic quite rigorously, just getting the kill on Zeus, then forcing him out. Smoke going to go down, and Flamey will 2 over by connector once more. The drop down zone. Edward playing back a site here, but he has to get just a bunch of kills, so he's going to go down immediately, and Dennis will drop him. But even if Edward takes too long to fight Dennis, then he's still going to die because they'll come in from the plateau and take him out. So NaVi going to run away. I will say this, though. When we've seen NaVi on this map, they've got so many rounds on their T side as well. Like, the T side seems to be really powerful if you know how to play it. So I'm not too worried for NaVi.
And, you know, something to keep in mind as well, food for thought, you know, the Devil Walk, at least as far as his opinion is concerned now, he sees this as a T-sided map. So that's actually pretty wild, considering, you know, we expect this to be a CT-sided dominated map.
Well, I mean, can't really argue with Devil Walk, can we?
Oh, I mean, he'll ask for your soul otherwise, right?
Yeah, if he puts down the law like that, we kind of have to agree. No, but, I mean, I think it can change. I think it can swing back and be a CT map, but so much depends on people's ability to hold that B plateau. And obviously the drop zone is also, I'm not going to say it's like a coin flip, but it feels like sometimes people have setups that look like they are sort of well thought through, and then they still just fall apart just like that. So, yeah, I think there's just a lot more to be said on Cobblestone. We haven't seen anywhere near enough, even though it's been in the pool for a while. Counter-Strike is such a slowly evolving game, which is not a bad thing. It's actually one of the things that's so enjoyable that you can watch the same map for such a long time, and then one day, someone just shows up and, has come up with something new. And that goes for all the old maps, but these new ones, it's even more exciting almost.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, there's like the potential for variance, the potential for ingenuity is just huge. That's what makes a great game.
Grenades just raining out from CT side, just trying to guess, but not really coming up with anything. Surson again in the middle here. He had, some good fortune earlier, just picking up entry frags there, but not going to be this time. He will fall back. Oh, Crystal, that looked like it should have been an opening. I'm not sure what happened.
Shooting into the wall there? He must have.
Something went wrong at any rate. That chicken gets exploded, but Edward is still intact, and he's going to come out spraying while flashed. Almost a second kill. Could have nearly stabbed Speedy in the eye with that M4, but not going to be quite good enough. And Flamey's going to drop as well. Speedy with a really good double return. And it's a 3-on-3. Zeus, he came up with a really sick quad kill last time he was in this position. This time, he's going to go down instead. It's Speedy with the triple. Now Guardian running into drop zone, and Crystal is right up there. Guardian trying to turn around, but now he's sandwiched in as well, and backup is right next to him with Seized. Guardian picking up that kill, turning around, ready for Crystal, but Speedy's there. It's now a quad kill for Speedy. He just needs one more here on Seized, and it's going to be the ace. Crystal to miss that shot. Speedy lurking around the corner, sprays, and there it is. What a round from Speedy. Ace and putting Penta at 4-4, tying it up.
Yeah. And just a whole number of awkward things there, actually. I think Zeus swapped out. He must have misclicked or something, but I think he swapped out his M4 while he was trying to spray. So he got 2 bullets out, and then all of a sudden I saw his hand shift. So I'm wondering if he hit like his knife button or something, just completely by accident.
Oh yeah, there was some weird stuff.
Some kind of mechanical error there, but that is a real problem. And look at this from NaVi, actually. They realize how close it's been every single time, so they decided to just go for it. Guardian's got his AWP, but then the rest of them, MP7, a couple CZs, and a Mag 7. Like, this is actually really different coming out from NaVi. Going for the full-out force. So far, Penta, I mean, they've been having some real success coming down into the duels, managing to work their way onto this B site. They pretty much completely disregarded the A site so far. So I'm wondering when that swap is going to come in. Like, for now, as far as they're getting success on the B side, it's like, why change it up? But they could try, and it does look like perhaps this time around they might. They're rotating that bomb now through the connector.
I think Dennis did get tagged then. He's down to 50 health, so a little bit scary. And you were asking for the A swap, and it kind of happens right now. So I was going to say, well, if it keeps working at B, why would they change it? But sometimes it does pay off to change before the other team actually learns the adjustment. So keep them guessing. Guardian, though, the only sort of real gun here, picks up 2 great kills, and now it's going to try and fall back into the site. Backup should be coming, and it is. Guardian missing that shot. He could be going down. 22 health on him in the backside here. Picks up a 3rd kill, drops the bomb as well. Doing so much work. Quad kill now. And it's just 1 shot away from the ace. Not going to get it. Edward will steal away, but what a performance here from the Slovakian player. 5-4.
Right back in Speedy's face, basically. Penta are going to have the money to buy up in this round, but that is basically the power of Guardian and why NaVi are so happy to have him on their side, and why a lot of their strats, can revolve around Guardian as well. It's just this. When Guardian is on point, he single-handedly locks down a site. And that one right there was the thing of beauty, completely catching off guard 2 players at least. So Guardian, once again, this is what he's capable of. And there isn't too much to be said. Penta, they tried to change it up and go to A to get 1 step ahead of NaVi. Instead, now they just go back to what's worked. Straight up B rush. Good anti-flashes, though, slowing things down here. And Flamey's able to get up close with this MP7. First man through, picks him off. Second man as well. Flamey and Zeus working well together.
Well then, I guess that's the answer for the plateau rush there. Just have an MP7. Though Dennis has somehow almost incredibly picked up 3 kills. Finally, Guardian going to shut him down. But we did see, again, a clear illustration of how hard it is to hold that B bomb site. And the weird thing is, because of the architecture, when you look at it, I've spent hours just, lying in bed at night thinking, why can't people just figure out a way to throw a bunch of grenades? Why can't it be locked down properly? But it's just not as easy as it seems. Good opening frag from Guardian here in the 11th round. And Penta, they do only have pistols. Guardian going to be careful. They are really close to him in the middle of those seizes there to help out for a moment. That was
a big mistake.
Yeah.
Jeez, though. Seized is hungry right now. So he's going to give that kill to Zeus. They're going to attempt to wrap around through. You got the stairs into mid, into underpass, basically. Zeus steps out, catches Spitty off guard before that nade can go off, and Crystal is now all by his lonesome. He's got the bomb at least. Trying to make his way back through halls and towards this B site, but there's two guys ready and waiting for him, and already Flamey there reacts in time. Not going to find the shot. This is awkward.
Yeah, definitely awkward. Crystal still going to go down, but obviously Flamey a little bit annoyed that he couldn't get that spray through. 7-4, and I think now NaVi is actually off to a really good start. I think 7 rounds is pretty damn decent playing CT side, as far as we can tell.
That's some good information gathered, though, from Crystal, actually. The fact that Edward gets that last kill tells Penta now that they're playing with the double op. I don't know if Penta had that information just yet, if they knew that Edward was now playing with an op or not. So, Penta actually getting something out of it, because they saw the Guardian had the op, obviously, but now they know, wait, there's another op. We have to worry and take it, take this into account.
You almost wonder at that point if they could just try and play super fast towards B, but they're going to sneak out here. Crystal actually winning that fight against Guardian, even though it looked like he wasn't supposed to, but another good opening for Penta. Now, what could they build behind this? Seized has been, as you were pointing out last round, pretty hungry, pretty aggressive playing over in the hallways here, and he's going to do it again. That smoke goes off, and Seriously, feels like something might be up. Flashes, but doesn't turn around for it. What a headshot, though. And behind him, NKJ comes in to pick up Seized. What a way to take those hallways. And Serson looking for a little bit more, checking that corner. And Dennis will close it out. So now it's all on Edward. And he should obviously just try and save this AWP. That's a really good A-take from Penta.
Actually, it is. And the fact that it doesn't work out there for Seized, that NKJ is like... He's thorough enough to look right instead of just running and following his mate. He could, which he very well could have done. He actually takes a look right there and denies Seized the opportunity to save the day, basically. But I'm kind of interested in calling, when you have two operas actually, crouch scoping their way forward, right? I almost want to call it like snail jousting or something like that. Just because they're so slow. Now, Crystal, like that was just like agonizing how slow it was, how slow it was for him to slowly slug his way out there into that angle, and then, it was so slow that Guardian actually fell asleep while he was waiting for him. I think that's what happened.
He's just, it's like the T-Rex thing all over again. He's actually moving so slowly. His Guardian's eye doesn't even register it as a. Well, we
want to talk about Monty Python again, right? It's like that one guy charging the castle, and it's the music, and it's the build up, and then
he's miles
cut
away.
to the guard. Then he's still standing. He's still standing back there. Cut to the guard. Still standing back there. I mean, there you go.
That is one of the best scenes as well, because he murders the entire wedding. Just kills everyone. Oh, God. Alright, well, yes. Yeah, again, like more Monty Python references if we can. It is going to be into the 13th round. Here's still the first half of the second map. NaVi leading with one map. They did win on Dust too, so if you're just joining us, then... Well, you're not quite on time. Hopefully tomorrow you'll do a better job, but today you can still catch Edward with a good double kill. Holding that plateau, and especially killing Serson, it seems to be a really good start. He's been playing well so far. And Crystal and Dennis actually do bring it back to a 3v3 situation. Now, Edward, I kind of feel like he should stay behind this this statue. Just wait until they come down, because if you challenge them up on that plateau, they do have a pretty good shot at taking you out. Seized though, oh, it's a golden opportunity. And actually, Dennis turned around. He saw death before it hit him.
What's worse is he actually tagged up the second man behind him. So, but he's got the bomb now at this point. Doesn't look like they realize that Crystal's waiting over here, however. Just to get awkward, actually. Zeus could walk right into him, and that's a free kill. This gives it away, however. Seized holding up close now, right around this angle. Crystal walks in with a Tech 9 drawn, but he's not going to get the job done in this case. And it's going to be an 8-5 scoreline here. NaVi, an expensive round for them, as we can see. And Penta just seem to have bottomless pockets right now, man. They don't really seem to ever be threatened with an eco. Well, all right, I take that back. They had an eco a couple rounds ago, but still.
Yeah, they have been buying a lot basically. They've been trying to make sure they don't eco too much. Flamey's back on the Nova shotgun here, so NaVi are really trying to make that work. I mean, it has worked, so why not just keep it up? There is the orb on Dennis, but no armor either, which especially when you're playing T side is a really big problem. Edward will go down, so no shotgun action this time, and Guardian to finish off Speedy.
And once again, seized with the aggro hold over here in mid. Mid underpass. I mean, he's looking to see if he can actually hold up close. Considering Penta have actually flushed a lot of their flashes that they've tried to put through these doors. It could actually work out for Seized. Zeus takes out Crystal in the meantime, though, so that man advantage now back under control here for NaVi. And once again, we see that rotation coming out from Penta towards the B site. So it's going to come down. Well, Zeus and Flamey, now NaVi actually have what they need. They can have 2 guys holding solid on each site. They don't need to take any risks here. But Zeus seems intent on moving back to A, and that's actually the wrong call to make right now. He's going to be way up in connector when this push comes through from Penta.
Yeah, and he's not going to have the information too soon either. I mean, Flamey's going to be the first guy here with the orb holding. If you can get the first kill, though, the round is more or less secured. It's going to be really tough for Penta to fight their way back in a 2v4. But Edward, he's living life dangerously at the moment. Let's see if we can get another crouch walk in here. And actually, none of them hit that shot. Flamey going to fall back, obviously calling for backup here. But they are moving quickly. Penta, Guardian coming in to help out. Flamey with a good flick there, and the situation is handled well. 9-5. Yeah, it is really slow with that AWP.
You know it's going to happen.
AWP
eventually.
crab walking. I mean, crab walking is already annoying.
I'm wondering what we could say as well. You know, it's like a glacier duel.
Just waiting for them to collide.
I'm actually pretty fond of snail jousting, at least, though. So you could, at least, you know, you could say like the op. I mean, the op could kind of be your spear, I guess. That works out.
I'll work with it. Zeus picking up a good kill there. They were sort of Molotov forward in towards drop zone, and the flashbang follow-up Edward as well as the last round of the half here, and yeah, not working out too well for Penta. They are in a 2v3. They did pick up a couple of kills here, and Crystal to pick up Seized. So now a 2v2, and you can shoot right through that, even if from us, that goes straight on through. So Crystal could definitely try and bang a little bit more, but he's going to have the grenade out. Ends up going down to Edward, and it's all on Speedy trying to hide in the smoke, get a little bit closer to the bomb site, making a lot of noise here. And Edward with a good deagle shot at the end, and a triple kill to make it 10-5. And I think NaVi are going to be more than just a little bit satisfied with this.
I think they're going to be ecstatic, basically, going into the second half. Penta,
I mean,
they're going to be drooping a little bit.
This first half, actually, I think I said Susan played really well, but you see 6 kills here at the end and then 1 on NKJ. So they had 2 players here at the end that really did not have a fun time playing on Cobblestone, which can happen. And
that might be, again, you know, just NK trying to process everything, trying to figure out how to make everything work for his team. And it could be a map that they haven't put an enormous amount of time into. And so, you know, it's a bit of a gamble. Penta, you know, they needed to win Dust 2 basically so that they could afford to lose Cobble to take it to Inferno. And right now, you know, the plan has just backfired. They've lost Dust 2. Now they're on a map where it seems like NK is really having to try and step up and make the right calls. It's just not happening for them. And now they go up against, well, Zeus, who's basically ironed everything out on Cobble as far as, you know, the teams are right now.
Well, right now, Searson is kind of scrambling to get into that A bomb site. Afraid that NaVi would just keep glocking their way forward. The bomb is holding all the way back, though, so NaVi just get that entry frag, and then they wait around for a long time, see if Penta is going to make the move here, which they slowly will. Down to half HP on Searson, and the bomb is making its way back towards B, so this is just a distraction right now. Edward just got to stay alive and buy time, and it's working quite well. NKJ in the background here is going to have such a hard time staying alive. If he can land nothing but headshots, it'll work out.
There you go. He's not quite managing it. He does get it at the end, but he's down to 4 bullets here. Needs to hit another one. He's going to go for the reload here. And now, NaVi just barreling up on this site. 3 members alive, and they're going to be able to hold and catch NK as he tries to peek out. Searson and Crystal, the last 2 alive here, and Seized. He's found Crystal. He's caught in a crossfire, and Crystal gets slammed. Now it's just down to Searson, having rotated over from that A site. He's got that USP, but he can't hit the headshots. Seized tags him up instead, and it's going to be 11-5 now. NaVi winning that pistol round in the second half is pretty much... I mean, now they're out the gates, and they can just go for the sprint. The dead sprint to the 2-0 victory and putting them into the winner match here.
Yeah, kind of tough for Penta. I mean, even with the pistol round, I think it would have been hard for them to stay alive. Agreed. I do like the fact that they pick up the shotgun, though. Just try and bring it back on NaVi. See if they can make that work.
I like that it's Crystal who goes for it as well. So if he can get a couple kills with that, he could actually get his AWP. Let's see, though.
Mac 10 and going to get shot down. Guardian will fall as well. That is not exactly what NaVi were hoping for. Now Su's going to try and see if he can get back in here and return the frags. And going to get the one on Dennis Sprays again. The Galil's going to do the job on Searson, and it's back into a 3v3. Real shame for Penta.
Yeah, it seemed like they really had the good shot there.
They're going to boost. Yeah, they will boost up in the middle here. Not quite going to make it work yet. There we go.
A little bit of a hop.
But are they going to check? Because Seized is actually down here to the right. In the meantime, Flamey wins that fight against Speedy, so now they're sort of scrambling to get towards where the action is over at the A-bomb site.
They have no idea that Crystal's currently waiting in the back lines right now. NK has worked his way through. He's getting close to underpass, but the bomb is making its way towards Crystal. Crystal's in a prime position.
But he's got his, well...
40 seconds left, and look. Boop. Hi, friend.
33 seconds for them to find Crystal. Because running in here and taking the bomb and running back is probably not going to be enough time for it, so they have to just charge him, essentially. Crystal, P9 in hand, is going to jump down, just trying to waste time. This is really smart play. Why should he try and fight them? Just wait for them to get back here. 15 seconds now. They're going to come back to the bomb site with just enough time, so he's hiding. Crystal is playing this incredibly well. 10 seconds, and he's not going to win the fight. Very well thought out by Crystal, but just not good enough at the end. That was smart, though.
I think it was literally the worst timing in the world possible for Crystal at the end, because I think Zeus just caught like a pixel of him getting behind that pillar. Because I saw Zeus, if you watch it again, you know, Zeus is just like, he just like zones in on that pillar immediately after that.
Oh, man.
So I'm wondering if Crystal just had just a little bit of bad luck towards the end there.
That's 3 Mat 10s picked up by NaVi. They're really, you know, they're not cutting them any slack here.
They want to continue the beat down here, it looks like.
And this time they're going pretty fast towards B.
Yeah, no time wasted at all. There's a man holding backside right now. That's going to be, well, NKJ. It's not looking pretty here, although there is a kill on the Flamey, and Edward gets caught as well by Dennis. So these P250s coming to the fore right now for PENTA, actually doing quite a bit of damage. And now, Neon Rider. That's actually a pretty cool skin. Crystal gets caught with it, though, so that skin isn't going to save him. And it's going to be down to Dennis now. And he's in heat. He wants these 3 players. Is he going to find them?
With 14 health, I doubt it. Very seriously. It's going to be NaVi taking a 13th round here. And PENTA are finally going to get a chance to reply, but they need to play a very near flawless second half here for this to even work out a little bit. And I mean, the really devastating part is that even if PENTA were to somehow come back and win this, then they'd have to play Inferno against NaVi, and NaVi is a really beastly team to play Inferno against. They are so good at playing that map.
No, it's exactly. It's really true. And Flamey again going for the creep, man. This guy is crazy. He's trying to make a point. I mean, on call, it's actually not too bad a call just because you do have the scope on it. So you could have some fun with that. Guardian, not exactly having the best time, but he is rewarded with the kill after all. Takes out Searson. So Searson giving up that entry. Pretty hungry for frags, and it doesn't look like it's going to pay off this time. Now it comes down to whether PENTA want to go for the risks. And look, Dennis decides to push towards his team mid, and he could catch somebody off guard. Yes, he does. Sprays down Guardian, who's already at half HP, so that's an easy frag there. It's going to slow down NaVi somewhat.
Still more than a minute left, though. That kind of trading will definitely favor NaVi. Great flashbang here from Edward, but oh, Zeus coming in with the instant reflag. That really brutal as well. Looked like he just walked in with his almost unscoped and just headshotted him. So back into a 3v3. Edward trying to clear the middle. Oh, sorry, Flamey trying to clear the middle. And just still one guy holding over by drop zone. Is he going to run into B as a real distraction, or is he going to try and connect with the rest of his team over at the A-bomb site? Right around the corner, Speedy is holding. He's going to get the bomb kill as well. And NKJ to pick up Seized, looking really good at the moment. Flamey's only got 25 seconds.
And look at how they're holding as well. They're so effective right now, PENTA. There it is. Flamey just going for it. But he was caught in a crossfire without even knowing it, because Speedy had peeked out just as you went around connector corner as well. So that's actually going to be PENTA buying themselves a second chance here. Or at least they have 3 more chances, basically. NaVi had enough money to go for a force buy, though. And that was basically just NaVi getting out-lurked, really. I mean, everybody like coming down to individual duels, and PENTA just with the superior positioning in each case.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point if NaVi just try and focus on the B-bomb side as much as they can, basically, because it's been pretty well established that if you just throw all the grenades covering the whole area around the plateau, you can generally just win the fight by brute forcing it, which is kind of exactly what NaVi are doing. Though Crystal with a really good double return there as NKJ goes down. He will get shot, and now they got to be careful. Edward's coming out close here, and yeah, now it's a 3v3 bomb. Just about to go down over at that bomb site. PENTA need to play for the retake here.
Waiting for a flash, it seems? What was that? He swapped to his pistol?
Did he run out of bullets? I'm not sure. Flamey gonna get the one headshot in, but that's a 2v1. Guardian gonna go down. Speedy with a really great triple kill, and something went horribly wrong then.
Yeah, he had that kill guaranteed. Can we get the replay of Edward, actually, please, and see just what happened if he swapped to his pistol? Because that looked a little too fast for running out of bullets.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, unless he sort of saw it coming and
just instantly went for it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. 13-7, though. And this time, NaVi, even with the bomb plant, well, they are going to force up anyway. I was going to say, they should be saving. This is actually, I think, a bit too much on their part. But they've really done the calculation, have realized, well, even if we do this force up, we can probably just edge out a buy in the next round.
Yeah, this is like 2 rounds down now. I think the PENTA managed to bring it back, so...
Yeah.
So NaVi probably expecting, if they can get a plant here, actually. If they can get a plant, then they should be fine for the next round.
Maybe even without it. I think they've done the math to try and figure out, but it does mean they're gonna have a few limits at least.
Yeah, they should be all right, considering a couple kills as well. We'll have to see. It should put them up in like the 4,000, 4,400. All right. Well, Molotov goes down to block up mid, but that's actually going to be Dennis with the first kill, taking out Zeus, holding that long line from A apartment. Speedy rotates in, takes out Edward. This is definitely looking like a solid position here for PENTA. They've just got control of the situation. Guardian with that FAMAS, he's pretty much the only one here for NaVi to really do anything at all. And he's going to make that mad jump, and he can make it to B site. They've actually managed to get ahead of PENTA. PENTA over-rotating, and now Guardian has no way of knowing this, but that B site is wide open.
And look at Seized. He can actually really throw a wrench into the machinery here for PENTA, although they are trying to actually rotate around and just get away from Seized to make sure they actually flank all the way around. And as you said, Guardian doesn't know that this B-bomb site is so open that he sort of misses the timing window here. And with now 20 seconds left on the clock as well, Dennis has just moved into position. Will miss the shot though, and the bomb is being planted there. Dennis, I think he just saw the heel of him, but not quick enough. And finally going to get that kill on Guardian. Seized all alone. Gets the one kill in and not realizing Speedy was coming from the same angle. That's kind of intense. I mean, that wasn't necessarily Guardian's fault, but if he'd had the information, then it would have been huge.
Yeah. Oh, that would have completely changed everything, because then they could have actually had time to get into afterplant positions. If Guardian could have just hightailed it straight to that site, that bomb plant actually made a huge difference, though. Bonus $800 means that everybody can get pretty much a full buy going on NaVi's side. So crucial little difference there. I mean, they still would have been pretty reasonably okay, but you can see now they actually have a little bit of money left over here for NaVi. But yeah, if only Guardian could have known, that would have changed everything. If he could have got that plant straight up. But sometimes that's just the way things go. And Dennis, once again, gets out-peeked by Guardian this time around. Timing just not working out for him. Searson is here to plug things up, and he takes that peek, walks straight into a headshot from Edward. And now it's just going to be Speedy, Crystal, and NKJ. The last 3 members alive here for PENTA, trying to stem the tide. NaVi, they have control. They can take all of their time. Pop flash through, and Speedy, man, just making the plays time and time again.
Yeah, definitely a good effort there, just trying to plug the gap in that A-bomb site. Flamey, I think he spotted the guy coming out through the vents there, and he's going to get the headshot on NKJ now. Crystal, not a lot that he can do. NaVi about to take a 14th round. He's locked in. Seized is coming up from behind as well, and not exactly looking too good. Searson going for a really wide peek over at those hallways. Oh, Crystal executing Flamey.
Still fairly scary, though. Edward's hot on his heels, however. There you go. Easy headshot. Crystal, nothing you can do about that with a nade in hand. I'm kind of thinking that we have to call that little hole, basically like the murder hole, like on Mirage, you know?
We could do that.
It's like, it's still kind of suicidal to walk through there if anybody's waiting on the other side.
It's dangerous, definitely dangerous. So actually, just to remind everyone that those kind of wide peaks are not always a bad idea. Because if there is someone out there ready and waiting, if you just go for a straight shoulder peek and they already have their aim trained in the corner, they're going to have a pretty big advantage. But if you sort of walk out a little bit too far and they start trying to spray, then you actually have a pretty big advantage if you just crouch into the sort of the angle and go for a really quick spray down. You'll have a better recoil situation than they will. So it can work out quite well for you, but it's a huge risk as well, because when you've got 3 people there, you're instantly dead. You've got no chance of getting out of there either. So that's kind of what happened to Searson. So I'm not trying to call him out on doing the wide peak. It's just that you have to do it exactly at the right time, and he obviously didn't. But not necessarily due to any sort of, you know, he didn't have the information.
No, that's it. I mean, how can you account for there being 3 guns waiting for you?
Right, I mean, especially because the only information they had was there's an AWP out there. So if you wide peek against an AWP, you could actually, if he misses the shot, you've got it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you just shoulder peek it real quick or just go out for a really, you know, narrow angle, you could get killed by the guy holding that angle. So,
wow, that was an ugly spray by Edward. Flamey's there to plug it up, though. He takes out Searson, and Dennis gets caught as well. Flamey with the double kill. Oh. He's got that bomb as well. Guardian catches the rotator. That's Speedy out of this already here, and NaVi looking to be in a great position to take match point here. They force NK back into connector. He's going to have to try and change things around and go through house instead. But Guardian is just cleaning up, and NK's now alive, 1v3, makes some noise to try and draw attention, trying to change up that angle, see if he can't catch somebody out, but he's been spotted. They know, and Flamey will find a 3rd kill for himself. 2 for Guardian, 3 for Flamey, and NaVi now on match point with Penta practically broke. Just not a lot of money to work with here.
Yeah, they would need to win 7 rounds in a row here to try and force overtime, which sounds like a bit of a fantasy. I think it is a bit of a fantasy. Speedy's been playing red. I mean, Speedy, Dennis, and Crystal really had a good map here. Searson and NKJ just haven't, which is a bit of a shame because they played just fine on Dust too, but maybe just haven't had enough practice so far. Oh, that's a great headshot on Edward from Searson there with a scout. Trying to make up for earlier. Definitely worth it there. Flamey with a good headshot. And Crystal holding so close here with the Nova shotgun, going to walk into the Halo bullets coming through from Flamey, who's looking for now a 3rd kill, just trying to click away. And not quite connecting yet.
Just off on the timing. That Molly could actually work out, though. It's going to buy him a little bit of time here. They're holding very close, and it's the 2 remaining members. Now the 1 last remaining member here for Penta. Searson with that scout, holding behind the site. And with a minute left, NaVi know that they don't have to commit. He's already got his teammate Zeus working his way up onto that A site. He could get into, or that's Guardian rather, who's on A site, who could actually throw down that smoke, block off connector, and it's a free way in now for Zeus to get in here. Searson only just now realizing this, and he's starting to make, well, is he expecting the mind games? It seems like he kind of wants to be in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, he's hoping that they're going to make a mistake here. But now he's realizing the game is up. He has not got a kit. He's got no armor. He's got 1 flashbang. NaVi are going to have to make more than just a tiny mistake here. They're going to really have to essentially unplug their keyboards here. Searson going to go down. Guardian will pick up the double kill. 28 in total for him, so doing a good job carrying this game, which he did in the last one. That was Edward top fragging on Dust 2. Going to put it at 16-8 in favor of the NaVi team, who were top-seeded, at least in this matchup. Overall, it's TSM top-seed in the group. Yeah. They did win their match as well. So both the top seeds end up winning here in Group A, which is, I mean, I guess somewhat expected.
Right. You know, they're going to be in the winner match now, so it's kind of going, you know, everything going according to plan, at least as far as these 2 teams are concerned. Still 3 more groups, guys, so things could get a little bit more hairy. We can see, you know, some upsets potentially, but so far, at least, TSM, after their win at PGL, you can't expect them not to win. Like, they have to win that game versus Dignitas. And then NaVi versus Penta. Penta definitely caught NaVi off guard on Dust 2, I think, with the outright aggression. And NaVi not able to adjust. But once they got into their T side, it seems like experience for NaVi is what really just played out. Yeah. They have so much experience now as this lineup. With Flamey as well, they've won a tournament. It's just so tough for Penta to have an impact once NaVi get onto that T side and start, you know, having that mastermind of Zeus being able to come to the fore.
Yeah, I think they just need a lot of time now, Penta, to really make sure that NKJ finds a way to work with the team properly, and they obviously need Next to play as well in there somewhere. So, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some back and forth, I think. Obviously, it doesn't mean Penta are out, double elimination, so they're going to be playing in the lower bracket instead.
Well, they'll be playing versus Dignitas tomorrow, and that's going to be quite a clash. I'm wondering if Dignitas are going to be able to hold on to this, or if they're going to get picked up.
Yeah, I think very different game for Dignitas that's going to be awaiting them tomorrow. Yeah. Different taste altogether, so kind of hard to predict.